Hello there, this is Slime Old Ben. Here's Chapter 7, The Nameless Bookstore. Anyone wants... I should read this. The Shambler turned out to be much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, the detective managed to send it back into the painting of doom. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, the owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. Is it a library or bookstore? Yeah, whatever. Same difference. And there's someone forgetting to use gloves to break the window with, or at least an implement. And spoiler alert, I did read the walkthrough, so anyone that's just looking for the code, it's 539, but I'm going to go through and find all the things. There's a lot of things to level up skill points with, and it's like cylinders giving clues. Probably doomed. There's some bones there of doom. So yeah, this is why you don't try to break glass with your bare hands. That's just dumb. But yeah, there's, I think they'd be bleeding a bit more than just that. Maybe they bandaged right there or something, who knows. Anyway, let's just keep looking here. That would be
another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Yep, here we go. The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to this voice in his head because it holds the truth of doom. Yeah, that doesn't sound bad in the least, I said sarcastically. And now I am becoming one of the space elephant creatures. What were they called in Mass Effect? The Elcor? Yeah, there we go. Anyway, let's keep looking. There's a room here. Chessboard. So yep, this has a clue thing there. There's 3 pieces standing that aren't the queen. That's the thing for the second thing. I think it said somewhere, well, on the walkthrough it said there's a cylinder. There's a chalice here, and we can't do anything with it quite yet. I think that's something we're supposed to be able to do sooner than later. Here's a book though. History of Darkwater, Volume 4, Jack of all trades, inspect 50 items. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the water surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because up till then the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature of doom on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship of doom. There we go. We got a clue there, also of doom. You know, there should be a thing for a cylinder there. Hey, let's get a light out. The other one, come on. Do we not have? There we go. Let's see if we can pick up the chalice yet, and hopefully not go the way of the one dude in The Last Crusade. Oh, there's lantern oil there. Can we just... I guess we can switch to this then. And there's some blood, or... no, the whale, the Cthulhu oil. Right, okay. So, yep. Here we are with looking at things. Gotta find all the things. Breviary of Medicine, Tome 3. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all the medical knowledge of his time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting together this collection. I mean, if you can memorize it, you can know what's in it at least. Oh yeah, let's check and see the progression here. So we're at 2 of 5 for that, almost a 3, halfway to 3 on the occult crap. And we have how much 3 CP available? Well, let's see, it's all needing 6 CP for any step there, and these require items, of which there are items in this store. And let's get the lighter out. I like the lighter better, and it doesn't run out. Darkwater history, I mean, of course a real one would. A Puritan colony led by Reverend John Wickwood settled on the island during the 17th century of doom. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the Sea of Doom. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. Definitely need larger cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. Abdul. Extra crunchy. Did they feed the thing? Oh, here's another thing.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
Yay. This practical work, written by Sigmund Freud for psychologists, describes the techniques of analytical interpretation of dreams. The analysis must follow several rules, especially that of free association, a principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. It treats dreams as a way of revealing buried desires. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. Yeah, it's more like actual things rather than just freely associating to some symbols that are particular to a person then. But whatever though. Let's see, anything accessible now? That looks like something we should access, or something someone else already has. There's a random glitch pattern that happens. It seems like it just blanks out on one of the sides of each thing at some point. So there's a place to go over there. Let's see if there's any more things to gather here. Oh, there's this. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection. This is like before a boss battle where you find a room with a lot of medkits and crap. As precise and illustrated with as much detail as the first volume, this book focuses on healing surgery specific to malformations and motor disorders. Yay, so now we know surgery. Brilliant. Okay, and we have... Yeah, let's get on with it. Yeah, read it.
What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
There's that stupid shambler weird thing. It catalogs and classifies creatures that I had never heard of, divinities from the stars, creatures capable of traveling from one dimension to another. It presents itself as a reference work on the bestiary of the myth without giving details on the mythology to which it refers. Its pages are covered with phantasmagorical illustrations. Yeah, weird things. Of doom that needs more fire. Extra crispy. Alright. Get the Ghostbusters, somebody. And hopefully we won't find Zool, but only Dana. There's some liquor bottles up there. Or might have random creatures in formaldehyde. Never mind. Right above everyone's head. It's a brilliant choice to place them there. Yeah, and there's some of that Cthulhu blood crap. Or something. Yep. And another one of these leather scroll holding things. And yep. All that crap. Anything useful here? Anything useful here? I'm sure these... It's probably interesting to read all the things all the time when no one's visiting.
What happened here?
Doom? I mean, of course Doom. Alright, let's do the reconstruction mode. At some point I want to play Detroit Become Human, which has a similar mode.
Where did they break in from?
Well, guess where?
Blood. Seems like amateur work.
Yeah. Just a little bit. Alright. So let's keep looking around everywhere. Anything we can do with that? Guess here we go, just looking around. Running around in circles. Hopefully not being too annoying. Well, that... What's that? Oh, okay. Anything of use here yet? Or is it like nothing of value has been found? Nothing of value has been found. The Arcova Scout Frigate of Doom.
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy.
Yeah, just a little bit. And now we're here again, and this bitch will get my channel banned, right? Ah, there's a safe there, right? Okay.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene?
One that's not concerned about anything.
What killed all these animals?
Ooh, yeah, that's gross.
What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work?
Well, here's the safe. 539. It's already set to it. What the heck? I didn't do that. But yeah, that's the code though. And there's that glitch. Let's see if I can find it again. Oh well, it doesn't seem to be. Alright. Well, there. When I move too fast, it happens. Okay. Yep. There's that anyway.
What the? Charles Hawkins?
Yeah, how would you see that? Okay. And there's the bookkeeper, I guess. And Sarah.
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess?
One of Doom. That's the Necronomicon or something.
Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
Can we get it? Well, those are her eyes. Wow! It looks like the thing on Lex, the computer K90 or something. 790. Oh well, so that's there anyway.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Alright, leaving the mode of doom. But let's go through and find the clues, even though we know it's 539. Let's see if it's still saying that for that. Oh, nope, it changed it. So it showed it at first, but now it's at 166, thankfully not having the first digit the same as the other two. That would be annoying. But yeah, anyway, here we go though. Let's look at this crap, see if there's anything we can interact with.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills?
They're relatable. And
what link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
This key that bears the Elder sign is the only one that able to protect your psyche. It is in the form of a cylindrical medallion hanging at the end of a heavy chain. Hundreds of years ago, the Star and Branch, whose purpose is to push back the forces of the Great Old Ones, were engraved at its center. Everything points to it being Charles Hawkins that tore it from its last owner, an Egyptian antique dealer. In press cuttings that mention the misdemeanor, the date of the robbery coincides with the last of Hawkins' trips to Cairo. Off to Cairo, to Cairo. It remains to be seen whether he knows of the true purpose of the artifact. Try to find it. Okay, so we need to find that if it's here or somewhere. Oh well, let's see what's here though. Another handbook on anatomy and dissection. The least that can be said about this book is that the title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods are presented and illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages. So yeah, nope, that's not for me. Nope. I can't stand seeing that really. And here's a letter.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memoirs, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. My last and only hope is, for Obi Kenobi, is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality in order that they be recovered and burned. The funeral urn must be given to my dear mother if she is still of this world. The following message is of capital importance. Whoever reads these lines and demonstrates acuity as sharp as mine can hope to gain access to my most precious possession. It lies within my safe, and the clues to the combination are to be found in 3 cylinders, each hidden where life and study combine in the Greek world. Each cylinder is numbered, even if, as the celebrated author says, order is the pleasure of reason, but disorder is the delight of the imagination. Indeed, despite my preference for organized chaos, I must admit that reason usually prevails in the end. If by chance a person, or should I say a genius, was to match my intellect and find the combination of the safe, I would ask that they deliver its content into the safekeeping of my friend and colleague, Professor Armitage of Miskatonic University. The content of this safe is not only a vast digest of knowledge, but also a weapon that is far too dangerous for it to fall into the wrong hands. I hope that you will be able to appreciate the danger that this represents, and that you will act accordingly. In any event, I will neither be there to guide you nor to suffer from your actions. Alright, so there's that anyway. And let's see here. That's supposed to be a gorilla. Looks more like a gorilla. Okay. And okay, lots of random anatomical things showing. Alright. Anything else? We already looked in these places. Anything? Bueller? Alright. Oh, now these are accessible. My word. Okay, lots of things to deal with now.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him.
This is the thing here, volume 9. That's the third thing there. A collection of poems by Edward Pickman Derby, also known as the Nightmare Lyrics. This collection of poems was sensationally received when first published in 1908. Derby was only 18 years old then. This volume is part of the Arkham Anthology, a luxurious collection of treatises and works on esotericism and the supernatural. So that would be the most related to this. Alright.
How many volumes are there in this collection?
This is that thing.
Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard. How many volumes are there in this collection?
Make sure it is.
Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions.
My word, Arkham
How many
Edition.
volumes are there in this collection?
We need to find the cylinder thing or whatever it is, right?
Another volume by Arkham Editions.
But yeah, it's supposed to be something like that. We need to find the cylinder and the clue thing, right? Okay. Ah, here's cylinders.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
Alright, gramophone time. Where the heck's that? There was one somewhere, right? Let's go and find them. Here we are. Here's the gramophone. Alright, this one here.
And these red rocks, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
Okay, so it's about red drops, rubies, something like that, right? Probably on this, the Grail. So, yeah.
The Chalice of Knowledge.
So let's see if there's 5 rubies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So yeah, that's about the 5-digit thing there. And okay, so for the next one it will be the 3. Come on. Do I need to WS? S, there we go. Come on, E, listen.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods.
Chessboard.
Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
So will the White Queen be Sarah Hawkins, or will it be... I mean, here, though, it's just the Queen here. And symbolically, the Dark Forces would be like the cultists, not like superficial in terms of anything. But yeah, there's 3 things here. 5, 3... And let's see here, yeah. So I'm thinking it's either going to be Kat Baker or Sarah Hawkins still alive. So yeah, whatever though. Yeah, I sort of like Kat Baker.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Okay, so yep, there's the thing there. Let's see if we can find anything more. But yeah, 5 ruby drops there. 3 left on white team protecting the queen. So 4 total. 4 minus 1 for the 3 that are protecting, even though like they're not on the right side for that. I mean, let's see here. Is there a way to win this? Like, we could capture that. No. Let's not bother with that right now. Get some more oil for the lamp. But yeah, 5, 3, 9. Anything else we can gather before, because the more knowledge, the more doom.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth on the same footing as a religion.
Yeah. Okay. There's that, increasing the occultism crap. Alright. There we go with that. Whoop-de-doo. So we got that. And nothing else. Alright. But yeah, the Arkham books. 9 is the one that's useful because reasons. Alright, so we got all that stuff. So the answer is 539. Yay for looking things up. Alright, so S to rotate. Okay. And then D, A, D to change lock. So this one. Oh crap, wrong. Okay. That was the wrong one then. WS 5-3 and then AD to change lock. Alright, and 9. E to validate. There's the cutscene. Let's see if we can read the Necronomicon thing or if it won't. This will definitely increase insanity though. And will we have to remember the Klaatu Barak to Nick 2 and then Bruce Campbell shows up or something? With a chainsaw arm and a shoddy. I mean, they will already have shoddies in this era. But the chainsaw, I don't know when that was made. So, yep. Time for doom. Definitely increasing insanity. Rawr. Extra crispy. Well, that's what you get there, I guess. Maybe put it back. And then the aliens show up. Okay, well, that happened. Riverside Institute, again. Read the book. Yep, okay, yep. The Nameless Bookstore. Pierce traced the trail of an attempted burglary. He discovered that Charles Hawkins was behind the attempt. Pierce opened the bookseller's safe to find what the latter and Sarah Hawkins had hidden there. A book covered in human skin lied inside. Irresistibly attracted the detective. When he opened it, his mind was projected into another body. Another body of doom. I think it's Marie or something. There's something to do with increasing an achievement thing there. In the last chapter's walkthrough guide on Neo Seeker, I think it is. I hadn't heard of the site until now, but that's what I'm just going with. Said there's like 2 other things to do other than the dialogue tree and the message from the other guy to play on the phonograph. But anyway, let's get through this cutscene and then stop.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Okay. Regarding the patient.
What can you tell me about him?
He was highly agitated an hour ago. We were about to tie him down when he fell asleep. 10 minutes ago, he curled up into a fetal position. I thought he was waking up, but no.
What are his symptoms?
His temperature has been going down, his skin losing its color, his body rigid. I closed his eyes myself. They were glassing over.
Sounds dead.
I didn't want them to dry out, and I couldn't bear to look at the expression on his face.
You did well. Don't worry. Let's stay professional, if you will. I don't recognize him. Did he just arrive on the island?
He said he worked on the docks, but not with Captain Fitzroy. I think he works for Miss Baker.
Who?
You know, the woman at the head of their gang. They call her Cat.
Oh, I see.
Do you have other questions?
Show me his file.
That's not possible.
Don't tell me Dr. Fuller has taken this file as well. We need it.
That's why I called you. This man's ailment has been hidden from us.
Come on now. What was he treated for?
An intoxication, I was told. After inhaling chemicals.
Probably the Cthulhu oil.
That'll do for the time being.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Change it to a necromorph.
Very well. I'll examine him.
Oh my word. Let's call it here, so hopefully I won't be doing anything permanent. But yeah, that's at least the bookstore and the start of the other thing, which I'll have to redo again probably. Anyway, take care and try again to not go crazy.